Have you ever wondered what it takes to challenge an entire industry, to see a flaw no one else does, and to bet everything on a simple, yet revolutionary idea? This is the story of a young man who did just that, not from a fancy corporate office, but from the cluttered confines of his college dorm room. This is the story of Michael Dell, a visionary who didn't just build computers, but built an empire by daring to connect directly with his customers. His journey began not with a grand business plan, but with a spark of youthful curiosity and an obsession with how things work. As a pre-med student at the University of Texas at Austin in the early 1980s, Michael Dell wasn't just studying biology, he was dissecting the future. The personal computer, a magical new device, had captured his imagination, especially the Apple II. But as he tinkered, upgrading and pulling apart these machines, he saw something beyond the circuit boards and processors. He saw a system ripe for disruption. He noticed the massive markup on PCs, a result of a long and inefficient supply chain. A computer would be built by a manufacturer, sold to a distributor, who then sold it to a retailer, who finally sold it to the customer. Each step added cost, but not necessarily value. Dell saw a waste gap between the machine's true cost and its final price tag. It was a problem hiding in plain sight, and in that problem, he saw his opportunity. In 1984, with a conviction that burned brighter than any career path laid out for him, and with just $1,000 of his own savings, Michael Dell took a leap of faith. He founded a company from his dorm room, initially named PCs Limited. The concept was audacious in its simplicity. He would build computers to order and sell them directly to the people who would use them. This direct model was more than just a sales tactic. It was a philosophy. It meant no middlemen, no warehouses full of aging inventory, and no disconnect between the builder and the buyer. Customers could choose the specific components they wanted, creating a personalized machine that perfectly suited their needs. It was a radical departure from the one-size-fits-all approach of the established giants. This new model armed Dell with a powerful and unprecedented competitive advantage. By cutting out the layers of distribution, he could offer high quality, customized computers at prices that his competitors simply couldn't match. But the real genius of the direct model was its speed. In the fast-paced world of technology, where a new processor or memory chip could become obsolete in months, traditional retailers were often stuck trying to sell outdated stock. Dell had no such problem. Since he built each machine to order, he could incorporate the latest and greatest components almost instantly, giving his customers cutting-edge technology faster than anyone else. This combination of price, customization, and speed was a game-changer. It was a powerful promise to the customer. You get more, for less, and you get it now. The world took notice, and the growth that followed was nothing short of explosive. The 1980s and 90s were a whirlwind of expansion as the direct model proved its undeniable power. PCs Limited, renamed Dell Computer Corporation, became a symbol of a new way of doing business. The company's revenue skyrocketed, and its ascent was meteoric. By 1988, just 4 years after its humble dorm room beginnings, the company went public in a landmark IPO, instantly becoming one of the most highly valued and talked about technology firms of its era. Michael Dell, still in his 20s, was at the helm of a revolution. But he wasn't content with just selling to individuals. He saw the vast potential in the corporate world and began expanding Dell's offerings into the enterprise and services markets, becoming a trusted provider of desktop computers and server solutions for large corporations around the globe. However, the relentless current of technological change that had lifted Dell to such great heights would soon become a treacherous tide. The late 2000s brought a profound shift in the landscape. The PC market, once a frontier of endless growth, began to mature. Worse, a new wave of devices, smartphones, and tablets emerged, capturing the public's imagination and threatening the very core of Dell's business model. The company, once a nimble disruptor, now seemed like a giant struggling to adapt. Its stock price, a barometer of Wall Street's confidence, began a steady and painful decline. The pressure from investors was immense, their demands for short-term profits clashing with the need for a deep, long-term strategic overhaul. It was at this critical juncture, this moment of existential crisis, that Michael Dell made the most audacious move of his career. In 2013, he did the unthinkable. He decided to take his own company private. In a colossal $24.9 billion deal, he bought back the company he had founded, effectively firing Wall Street. It was a move that shocked the financial world. He was deliberately stepping out of the public spotlight, freeing himself and his company from the tyranny of the quarterly earnings report. He knew that the transformation Dell needed to survive and thrive again would be painful, complex, and time-consuming. It required a level of patience that the public market simply would not grant. By going private, he was betting on himself and his vision, shielding his company from the storm of short-term scrutiny so he could rebuild it for the future. Freed from the public gaze, Dell embarked on a massive strategic reinvention. This period was not about retreat, but about a bold and aggressive pivot. He led the company through major strategic acquisitions, transforming it from a PC-centric manufacturer into a comprehensive technology infrastructure powerhouse. The crown jewel of this strategy was the historic acquisition of data storage giant EMC in 2016 for an astounding $67 billion, the largest tech acquisition in history at the time. This move dramatically expanded Dell's capabilities into the critical, high-growth areas of data storage, virtualization, and cloud services. The company re-emerged, rebranded as Dell Technologies, a titan equipped to handle the complex needs of the modern digital economy. It was a triumphant return, a testament to the power of long-term vision over short-term pressure. Through all the change, the IPO, the crisis, and the triumphant return, Michael Dell's core philosophy has remained an unwavering anchor. He is famously guided by the principle, everything can change except our principles. For him, those principles have always been an intense focus on the customer and a relentless pursuit of operational efficiency. Even as he shared leadership roles over the years, he has always been the chief architect of Dell's grand strategy, the steady hand guiding its transformation. His legacy is not just in the direct model, but in his courage to evolve, to tear down and rebuild his own creation to ensure its survival and dominance in a new era. Beyond the boardroom, Michael Dell's impact extends into a deep commitment to giving back. Through the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, he and his wife have dedicated billions of dollars to philanthropy, focusing on critical initiatives in education and health to create opportunities for children and families around the world. His life's work is a powerful reminder that true success is not just about building a profitable company, but about building a better future. Michael Dell's journey is more than a business case study. It's a deeply human story of foresight, resilience, and the audacious courage to take the road less traveled. It teaches us that sometimes to truly move forward, you have to be willing to unplug from the noise. Listen to your own conviction and rebuild everything from the ground up.